I'm Johnny Price in Greenville, South Carolina, and this is another of our Talking Head film analyses, where we are not so much concerned with how good a movie might be as we are with the ideas that come out of the movie. A Dangerous Method stars Keira Knightley, Michael Fassbender, and Viggo Mortensen, and is directed by David Cronenberg. However, it is not a dark, strange, and twisted tale, as you might expect from a film directed by David Cronenberg. Rather, it is a straightforward, predominantly accurate, and engaging representation of the early years of the psychoanalytical movement. Now, I can say with confidence that it is highly and predominantly accurate because friend and local psychologist Dr. Roger Rhodes saw this movie with me, and he says so. The film is strong on character, language, and ideas. And it centers on the camaraderie, friendship, rivalry, and eventual estrangement of the two pioneers of psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud, portrayed by Mortensen, and a young man to whom Freud had hoped that he would be able to pass down his mantle, Carl Jung, portrayed by Fassbender. The importance of the film is that it takes these two icons of psychiatry and reveals them to be thoroughly human, and thus flawed. Sigmund Freud, for example, was so set on his agenda that he was practically myopic. Virtually any disorder that came along had as its root something psychosexual. This became the filter through which he saw most things. Also, convinced that the concept of God was a childish projection from a desire to have a father figure, he became increasingly impatient with Jung, who wanted to explore other arenas in the area of the metaphysical, mysticism, and the supernatural. Carl Jung's personal journey involves Sabrina Spiegelrein, portrayed by Keira Knightley, who eventually was the first woman to become a psychiatrist. But years earlier, she had been taken to Carl Jung's clinic, suffering from masochistic hysteria. At this point, Jung had not met Freud, but he was familiar with and utilized Freud's talking cure, later referred to as psychoanalysis, to treat and eventually cure Miss Spiegelrein, at least of her hysteria. Now, during this time, Freud and Jung did meet, and Freud sent to Jung another psychologist, Dr. Otto Gross, a cocaine addict, for treatment. Portrayed by Vincent Castle, Dr. Gross's theories were pure narcissistic hedonism. He opposed monogamy, and his motto was, "Don't repress anything." Gross's discussions with Jung start Jung to wondering, why indeed do people devote so much effort to suppressing their most natural instincts? And subsequently, Jung, who was married with children, threw off his habitual restraints and threw himself into a rather torrid affair with Miss Spillrain, who had made it crystal clear that she was completely available. The affair had major consequences and implications for all three of the major characters. And incidentally, his affair with Miss Spillrain was Carl Jung's first affair with one of his patients, but it was not his last. Well, psychology and psychoanalysis have come a long way in the past 100 years. And counseling, talk therapy, can be very helpful. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it always helps if you have someone to talk to. But there are a couple of things that have not changed. One is that you take several psychologists and you're going to find them working from several different theories. Therefore, beware. And the other thing that hasn't changed, unfortunately, is the fact that the most important component in a person's life is often, not always, but often, completely neglected. And here's what I mean by that. When a person begins to delve into their relationship with other people, they will inevitably begin to delve into their relationship with themselves. Well, if they do not delve into their relationship with their Creator, God, if they do not delve into their relationship with the one who designed them, if they don't explore their relationship with the one who can address with accuracy such fundamental questions of self-awareness as, who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Why am I here? Do I have any value or worth? Then the counseling may be helpful, but it will be insufficient. Any counseling that falls short of addressing your relationship with your Creator will always be inadequate. I'm Johnny Price, and this has been another of our Talking Head film analyses. Oh, one more point. If you do see a dangerous method, be sure to check out the back of the chair at Freud's desk.